charter member of the Continental Society Daughters of Indian Wars, and a member of the United Houma Nation. We are here today to honor a special way the life of a remarkable, courageous woman, Rossalie Houma Courteaux Billiot. The mission of the Continental Society Daughters of Indian Wars is to assist and encourage the preservation of records and historic sites associated with our Native and immigrant American ancestors. A commemorative medallion has been placed on the grave marker of Rossalie in recognition of her leadership and contributions on behalf of her tribal community.
We respect everyone's heritage and hope to make a difference. Thank you for having our Continental Society Daughters of Indian Wars here today to celebrate one of your own.
In 1830, at the age of 43, the leadership of the Houma tribe was under Rossalie Courteaux. She was married to Jacques Billiot, who served in the War of 1812. They had 7 children. She purchased large areas of land for her people. Language, medicine, art, traditions, and ceremonies. Tribal members were farmers, fishermen, and trappers. By 1850, the tribe settled deep in the inaccessible swamplands of Lower Terrebonne, far from the American settlements. Jacques passed away on September 28, 1858, at the age of 79.
During Rossalie's 96 years of life, she faced many challenges and endured many hardships. I would like to share with you a chapter of her life that I call one of Rossalie's greatest disappointments. In 1878, at the age of 83, she applied for widower's pension for her husband Jacques' service in the War of 1812. I have a vision of Rossalie traveling from Montague here to Thibodeauville Courthouse, about 37 miles away, to initiate the application process. That's what this board is depicting. This is the true application of her completing pension application of 1812 for her husband. It would have taken her 9 to 12 hours to ride a horse from Montague to Thibodeauville Courthouse. Rossalie did not have an affidavit of marriage from the Justice of the Peace, Henry Schuyler Thibodeau, who married the couple. Rossalie's notarized statement of her marriage and Jacques' was taken by the clerk of court as evidence of her marriage. She also brought her neighbors along so they could be interviewed with their notarized statements of Rossalie and Jacques' marriage, as well as Jacques' stories and experiences in the War of 1812. Unfortunately, her application was rejected a year later in 1879 on the grounds of no evidence of Jacques' muster rolls for Captains Lafitte, Gamby, or Thibodeau's militias companies. The majority of Native Americans who fought in the Battle of New Orleans were not personally identified. For me, her diligence, perseverance are shown in these documents from 1878, which shows Rossalie's strength and determination. It makes me proud that maybe my great-grandmother's strength passed to my mother, which has passed on to me.
The Houma entered the historical record when French explorer René Cavier and Sieur de La Salle heard of the tribe during his Mississippi River expedition. Henry de Tonty was the first European contact to the Houmas in 1686 and formed an alliance with the tribe, proclaiming them the bravest savages of the river. In 1699, Pierre Lamoille, Sieur de Iberville, was the next Europeans to encounter the Houma and named the area inhabited by the tribe Baton Rouge for the red stick used to mark the Houma border with the Bogaluga. And when Iberville returned to Houma village a year later, half the tribe had been killed by abdominal flux. Alcohol had taken a toll on the Houma as well. The war emblem was the red crawfish, and the tail of an eagle was a pledge of peace. Houma is the Choctaw word for red. Then in 1706, the conflicts between the European colonies and the effects of the foreign disease forced the tribe to leave that area, beginning a southward migration. Some of the tribes settled near Bayou St. John, and some continued on to Bayou Lafourche around Donaldsonville. During the time of the Acadian exile, 1775, the European and French population was putting severe pressure on the native village, so they began their migration into Lower Lafourche in the Terrebonne area. In 1793, Judice, a plantation owner near Bayou Lafourche, reported a Houma nation forming of no more than 90 persons. 15 in the village near Cantrell's plantation, 17 in the village near Verrette's plantation, and 58 near his plantation. On April the 30th, 1803, Spain and France signed a treaty making Louisiana a territory of the United States. President Thomas Jefferson appointed Dr. Sibley as Indian agent for the region. Unfortunately for the Houma, he showed no desire to visit any village in the swamps of southern Louisiana. And from what I read, it was because of mosquitoes. All right. Now, Rossalie Courteaux died on January 24th, 1883, at the age of 96. She was perhaps the greatest leader throughout her leadership, the courage during a very turbulent period in their history.
In marking the grave of American Indian Princess Rossalie Billiot, we ask your blessing upon each of us. Carry us safely to our homes. Watch over us and bless us while we are absent, one from the other. Bless us in the work which we are committed to do for this country, our communities, and may we be faithful to our obligations and mindful of our opportunities.